Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up? Kid Latin, what's up? Cito, trying to let trying to let some more people get in here before I start discussing this. Yeah. Oh man, man. Oh, this is not looking good so far. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Damn, I thought that it was I thought everybody was gonna start flooding in here. Let's see, three, four, loud and clear. All right, cool. Thank you, Cito. If I sound tired, that's because I am. I literally just got off of work like an hour ago, hour and a half ago. So got me a slight headache, but I do want to discuss this for like 30 minutes at least. Um, this is weird. Like it's people popping in and then they'll leave out. Never had this happen before. I don't want to start discussing it yet because it's really nobody in here. Um, there we go. What's up, y'all? What's happening? Love the chat. It's time to get into this. PNK, what's up? Uh, PC Gun Roll. Let's see. So y'all can hear me, right? Just want to make sure before I get started. You say loud and Cito said loud and clear. I'm just trying to make sure. Yeah, so I guess we can go ahead. So um, the 2026 points format. Um, I I felt mixed when they revealed it. Um, as soon as they started playing the video of like showing the chase for the cup champions, I was like, damn. But I'm not pissed. I'm not pissed off. I'm not sitting here losing my mind. I'm not, throwing stuff or anything like that. Um, it's I'm satisfied with, if it was gonna be a playoff format, I mean, this was like the best option. Um, for the most part, it's pretty much the 2004 format, just with more people that's gonna be in the postseason. And I don't that's the one negative that's about it. Like that's the one negative about the format. So um yeah, this is a lot more legitimate. It kind of goes from pure entertainment to now it's back to being balanced now of excuse me. It's now back to being balanced of legitimacy and entertainment, because that's what the chase system was from like 2004 to 2013. It was a balance of legitimacy and entertainment, and that's where we're back at. So, um, the 16 drivers, that's damn near half the field. So if I had to guess, the reason they kept it at 16 is because sponsors, were going to complain if they couldn't get into the postseason. I remember Denny Hamlin was talking about that on his podcast. He said they kept expanding the amount of drivers that could make the postseason because sponsors were complaining and et cetera. And um, it's like, man, get better. Like that's all you can really say. But but yeah, it's for the most part, at least you can, you can kind of take the championship seriously for the most part again. You're still resetting the points, and I'm always gonna have an issue with that. Um, so let's go over it. So the field size for the chase in each series remained the same. Top 16 drivers in Cup, 12 in O'Reilly, and 10 in trucks, but all drivers qualified based on regular season points. No more winning you're in, which is like the biggest W. Um, and no more automatic playoff berths. And they're not calling it the playoffs anymore. They're calling it the chase. We're going back to the chase. So um let's see. Like P and K said, rest in hot piss for NASCAR playoffs. I mean, I wish we could say that in general. I wish we could just say goodbye to postseason. But I'm cool though, man. Like you know, this doesn't mean that I'm not like bouncing off the walls and all that and sitting here celebrating, but this was the second best option. So but yeah, race winners now collect 55 points, a 15-point increase over the previous point system. Points awards for all other positions and stage results remain the same. By the way, stages are going to continue to be a thing, unfortunately, like stage cautions. So they confirmed that's not going anywhere. So it had to be some disappointment in there somewhere. So but yeah, and yeah, points will be reset for each series. Chase Field with a 25-point premium awarded to the regular season champion. Top seeds will start the chase with 2,100 points, and then so that's the biggest points gap I think that they've had, like at least going back to the chase format. 'Cause I think it used to start off like at 10 points or 15 points at most. I think it was 10 points. And so you're gonna the regular season champion is gonna have a pretty, I wouldn't even say a decent sized lead, but I kind of wish they can, add a little bit more to that. Like, but I guess it don't matter because what I was getting ready to say, I just blanked out. I guess it don't matter because it's a points reset. So yeah, and let me continue to finish reading this. The Cup Series chase spans the final 10 races of the season with 9 chase races for the O'Reilly Series. Auto, let's go. That's a mouthful. The O'Reilly Series. I'm just gonna call it the O'Reilly Series, and and 7 for the Truck Series. The driver with the most points at the end of the season will be the series champion. Okay, so um, yeah, so this is better. This is you know, it's not what we want. Um, yes, I wish it would have been full season, but it seemed like that's not gonna be. It seemed like it's not. It seemed like it's still possible down the road. Down the road, I think that NBC like really, and they said in public that they didn't want nothing to do with the championship format, but I think that behind the scenes they was probably threatening NASCAR to keep some form of a playoff, or they were going to be gone. And I just wonder, you know, is that is NBC the reason why they went with this format? 'Cause who knows? Like because Steve O'Donnell, he even said on the stage, he was saying like they were weighing their options between full season and this format that they you know decided on. So I think NBC is to blame of why we got this. But like I said, this is way better than what we had. So um a bad day will actually matter again. Ryan Blaney said something interesting, and he said that respect is gonna start coming back a little bit. Like this format is gonna make drivers race with a little bit more respect because the previous championship format, um, you you just went for it. You did whatever you had to do to try to win a race because winning races would advance you to the next round or get you into the chase. So now, you're back to points racing. And yeah, they were points racing a little bit, with the previous system, but at the same time they kind of weren't. So this is like pure points racing again. Um, a DNF will actually mean something in the regular season and in the playoffs. Oh, let me not say that. In the chase. So they said that word so many fucking times that they got me saying it. But yeah, like the season as a whole matters again for the most part. I don't want any resets at all. But if we're gonna have a postseason, this is the best option. So um yeah, so Danny, what's up? Nat Matt the Benedetto, what's up? Uh Chase, what's up, man? Um I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm tired as hell. I was at work all day, so that's why I can't speak. Um, let's see. Yeah, you say I'm not mad. Way better than before. However, I like to see a full season return at some point in the next decade. I think maybe when this TV contract runs out, I think that's probably when they go look into the format again. I think for now, this is what we're gonna have. In the meantime, I think and I was just talking to the iceberg about this, and he was saying that NBC might leave, after this TV contract because of like I said, like I think they are the ones that probably um you know threaten NASCAR to keep some type of postseason. So um I think when the TV contract runs out, I think that's probably when we'll see like a different format. I think for now, this is what we're going to stick with, regardless of what happens. We can have a 2007 situation happen again, which is possible. But yeah, no more winning you're in, and just no eliminations, no rounds, none of that bullshit. No one race determines the champion. So this is a huge improvement. And I said this on Twitter not too long ago. I wish they can I know iRacing works closely with NASCAR. It would be nice if they can, add this format into the game like now. But yeah. Oh, AJ the Groundhog. Appreciate the super chat, man. All we ask for is full season points. G's NASCAR. I get it, y'all. I get it. Cause like I said, I'm not bouncing off walls and shit. I'm not sitting here, drinking. Cause I did say if they would have went back to full season points, I was gonna drink, but and I'm not a drinker, but I was gonna do it, damn it. And but yeah, this is better though. I'm not gonna, I thought that I was gonna be furious. I thought they was gonna do something stupid because it's NASCAR. But this is cool. Like this is, I mean, I can say this is cool, but it's fine. Like I can tolerate it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I can tolerate it. Just like how, I was able to tolerate the 2004 to 2013 chase. Like this is where I'm at with this format. That's what this format is pretty much. It's just more drivers in the damn field. So yeah. So um oh no, what's up, Fast Lane? You good, man? Sorry I'm late to league. I had some reservations, but it's definitely positive. Definite positive. I can't even read tonight, man. Positive step away from the clownery of 2004 to 2025. Um, yep. J Stop Motion. Hey, what's up? I am happy they are going with the chase, but 16 drivers. I'm not shocked they are doing that. Yeah, it's just so by race two, man. Like you can pretty much eliminate like the bottom half. Well, not the bottom half, but like I'll say 11th through 16th. But you just never know. I mean, somebody could find some speed and be a little bit more faster. The second half of the season, and they just squeak on by. Somebody could pull a Tony Stewart because Tony Stewart, he was like mediocre throughout 2011, and then you saw what he did when the chase started that year. So that is possible. That's only happened once during the chase era, where somebody looked pretty bad and not bad, but like they just looked mediocre, and then they went into the chase and just went crazy. So, um, like I said, stuff like that is still not going to sit right with me, man. Like if something like that does happen, but like I said, I don't want to complain too much because they could have went with 3-3-4, or they could have went with other shit. But man, NASCAR, they just cannot get away from the damn playoffs. So, um, yeah, I agree, Alex. I just wish they can go with 10 to 12 drivers again instead of 16. Man, fuck 12. Like, I want 10. Like, make it feel like exclusive, man. Like, having 16, that's damn near half the field is making it. And, I saw somebody try to argue this online on Twitter. I think Gary on. He was saying that he likes it because there's a lot more competitive cars. Yeah, it's more competitive cars than what it was. Um, well, is it? Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I mean, the field is closer because of this Gen 7 car, but I don't know, like it just don't seem when you got like damn near half the field making the postseason, like it's just it doesn't feel right. And then other sports got this problem too, to where they want to expand on how many teams can make the playoffs, and it's just that don't sit right with me. That's never going to sit right with me. Um, with sports, but especially like NASCAR, like why they still got a postseason. Try to just make it like exclusive, like 10 drivers. You knew like the top 10, like that feels like it's those are the best drivers. So yeah. Yeah, see, yeah, there's more parity in the field. So with this Gen 7 car, I mean, you still got the best of the best, but they always talk about it every week how there's the teams are everybody's separated by like not that much. So um yeah, I just and I also wish that they would have just if you was gonna have a postseason, you could have just had it for the Cup Series instead of having it for Xfinity and trucks because they're going to run with the same format as well. Because then at least it makes it feel unique again. Because the chase, it felt so unique. I'm not a fan of it, but at least like they made it feel unique because it was just for the Cup Series and that was it. Like the Xfinity and Truck Series and all the other series, they didn't run a new format. So I mean, I said a new format. They didn't run the chase. So y'all gonna have to excuse me, man. Like I said, I'm tired. um, what's up, Austin? Austin Sullivan. At least we won't have someone running 30th in points, leapfrogging someone out of the championship. Yeah, so I was saying this on Twitter as well. Like, I'm glad that we can actually be happy for underdog wins again. Um, don't get me wrong. I was happy that Harrison Burton won that Daytona race a couple years ago. But at the same time, I was kind of sitting there pissed because I wasn't pissed at him, but I was just pissed at the fact that that one win put him into the postseason. So, um, now we can start being happy for underdog wins again. So let's just say, for example, um, let's see, let's just say Daniel Suarez is having a shitty year, which I'm predicting that he's going to have a shitty year because Daniel Suarez is not a cup caliber driver in my opinion, and he's going to a team that's I wouldn't say a downgrade, but maybe a slight downgrade over the track house because Spire is on the come up. Let's just say that's Suarez is like 27th in points, but he wins like I don't know, like he wins at Atlanta in the summertime or something like that. You could be happy for him, but you know damn well that he's not gonna be racing for a championship. So, and I get it, wins mean more, but he could be 27 in points, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like buried. Like he's not gonna be even be close to making it on points. So, making it in. So, yeah. Yeah, stage racing is staying. Stage racing is not going anywhere. You're gonna it's no playoff points. So the stages are gonna matter. It's just that you're not gonna earn. It's not no bonus points carrying over into the chase. So, but the stage points are still gonna matter. So you know, even regular season and the chase. So that's gonna be different as well because back when they was running the chase, they wasn't it wasn't no such thing as earning points throughout certain segments of the race. Now it is. So I feel like this first year it's gonna look like 2004 when it comes to like how close the championship is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a 1v1 type of deal like how we seen in the past. Um, where like it usually comes down to like two drivers. I think it's gonna be a 2004 or 2006 situation where you see like five drivers going to the finale with a mathematical chance at the championship, which is funny because the format that we ran with before the format that we ran with before like I had to sneeze right there. The format that we was running with before had four drivers competing, and then here you are running with a system that you run 10 races straight through, and you could possibly have five drivers competing for the championship. Now, most likely somebody's going to have like a, you know, a very low chance of like getting the championship. Pretty much like being in Dale Dream's position in 2004 when he was fifth in the points, going into the finale, but it was gonna take a whole lot for him to win the championship. Everybody was gonna have to crash in front of him, and he was gonna have to like dominate the race and shit. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be because this Gen 7 car is so unpredictable still, and the field is closer and all that. So I think he's gonna create a pretty close championship battle on this first year at least. Rusty's, what's up? Bring back points for leading the lap. I wish they could because leading laps means something. Obviously, in terms of like stat padding, but it doesn't mean anything towards the championship no more. So when you leading laps, like because back in the day, like you'll get 5 points for leading the lap, and then you'll get 10 bonus points if you led the most laps. Now, and that counted towards the championship. Now you leading laps, and it don't really mean anything. Now, obviously, getting stage wins mean a lot or finishing top 10 in the stages, um, but yeah, I just I do wish they could bring that back though. Um, you tired, but you got a league race in the next 2 hours. Get it together. Yeah, I do have a league race on NASCAR 25. That's why. But yeah, are you still gonna y'all hold the last 10 races as you said? Yes. Yep. Cause I just can't support, any sort of playoff, man. Like, even though this is better, like I don't know, man. Like it's just this still doesn't feel right. Like I said, I feel mixed. Like I feel I'm not angry, but at the same time, like this is the best outcome in terms of a playoff format. But damn it, man, like you ignore the majority once again when it comes to like what people wanted. Like people wanted full season points and we got a playoff anyway. So um but like I said, I think it goes back to NBC wanting they probably threatened NASCAR to keep the playoffs. So I think full season points is not out of, or out of the question. So I'm not gonna give up on it. I am gonna ease up, for now because they're not gonna change the format anytime soon. They're gonna stay stuck on this, until like I said, maybe 2031. Oh, $10 super chat from Joshua. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Biggest wins are that 55 minimum points to the winner, 10 race chase and no more transactional wins. Biggest downside is that there are 16 drivers eligible and it's not full season. Overall, a B minus. Yeah, like I said, it's a lot to they made a lot of strides. They made a lot of big strides with this format. So you know, if I had to give it a grade, probably where you got it at, probably like a B minus. Um, I don't know, man. Like it's just weird, man. It's a weird feeling. That's all I can say. Like it's a weird feeling. Cause like I said, when they went live, they started showing the the champions doing the chase era, and I'm like, yep, it's a chase. Damn it. So um, but yeah, who's y'all now that we know the format, who do y'all think is the favorite for the championship now? Because I got a couple of names that I feel like that's gonna be in title contention. One name y'all probably what the- oh, I was looking at something else. I got one, name that y'all probably not thinking of, but I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all gonna say like Byron, Bell. Um, can I really say Blaney? Because if he can get the mechanical woes out the way, I feel like he can contend for the championship. Chase Elliott, He's like the first one that comes to mind for a lot of people, myself included, because you know he's Chase is a very old school driver. He just grinds out good finishes. Um, Chastain, that's interesting. I feel like if Trackhouse can get their shit together, I feel like that Chastain can, because it was a couple years ago where he was in the top 5 in points, like in full season points. So um I'm gonna throw out a name. I think I said this in my last live stream, but Chris Busher, I feel like he can compete. Um, now that it's about consistency again. Um, I feel like that he can compete, and because Christopher Bush, I said Christopher Busher, but Chris Busher, he's um he's one of those guys as well that's like really consistent. So I feel like that he can compete, and especially if Roush takes their program, they can step it up a little bit. He can definitely compete for the title. I definitely do think that he's gonna make it. Um, it's gonna be interesting if Keselowski and Ryan Priest can make it. I think they can. Priest was close to making it last year. It's just that at Talladega, um, what happened? Disqualified. He got disqualified. He lost all his points. So yeah. Uh, watch Joey Logano go on the 2011-20 Stewart run since this is an even year. Yeah, but the thing about it, um, at least if Logano was to win the championship this year, out of the 4 titles, if he gets his 4th title, this would be like the most legitimate one by far. So you know, I wouldn't be as frustrated, especially if he puts like a full season together. Then I definitely can't be upset. What's up, JC? I was kind of curious about what you thought. I was never going to be satisfied with there being a chase again, but for what it is, it's like a B tier postseason format. There's no win or stage bonuses, and there's no win or stage bonuses and too many drivers. Yeah, like I said, I kind of wish they gave the regular season champion a little bit more points going in, maybe like 40 points over second, and then second can have a little bit more of a cushion over third. But man, it's just when you reset the points, it's gonna be weird because what if somebody's like having a dominant season and um they got like 100 point lead and then it gets shrunk down to 25. That's when the frustration is gonna hit because you could be sitting there looking like, damn, they had like over 100 point lead, over 100 point lead, and now they you know, but it is what it is. Um, let's see. You still gonna have the best driver of the year lose the championship too often. Says Seth. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Um, Gordon lost in '04. Um, I think Tony would have been the right guy. Yeah, '06 would have been Johnson. '07 should have been Gordon. I'm trying to think. I think '08 was Edwards. '09 was Johnson. 2010 was Harvick. 2011 was Edwards. 2012 was Kozlowski. 2013 was uh damn, I can't even think of 2013. Was it Johnson in 2013? I forgot, but I know people don't want to think about stuff like that because they trying to focus on this new format. Oh, '06 was Kansas. '06 was Kansas? Damn. But yeah, 2013 was Johnson. Okay. But yeah, like yeah, you're still gonna run into those type of situations. It's like what I said before. You're gonna run into the same problems that you had in the past. We could possibly have a spin gate too. So I mean, I know people count that as like, spin gate two was well, it wasn't a spin gate, but it was just major race manipulation at Martinsville in 2024. But um yeah, you're still gonna have situations like that where trying to get into the postseason, and then um, a Gordon 2007 type situation. So you're still gonna have stuff like that happen. So um, so yeah. Um, let's see. Overtime is now NASCAR's biggest problem. I must admit. I'm actually gonna say the car. um, the car is still a big issue. Um, so and I wish they can get rid of stage cautions, man. I was really hoping they would have dished that as well. I would have been a lot happier if they would have announced that like on the side, like, oh yeah, and stage cautions are on too. I'm gonna be like, let's fucking go. Then I would have been, a little bit more excited. Yeah, so let's see. um Logano's ball head would give him more aerodynamic speed to go on a 2011 Tony Stewart run. I wonder if Joey Logano shaved his head just to become competitive at the road courses. Let me stop. Um, let's see. Um, wins it by a point under the Winston Cup points. I guess you talk about Kansas, right? Yeah, I think y'all talking about Matt Kansas. Oh my god, man, I'm barely hanging on. Out of contention, RCR obviously, maybe Suarez and Logano, odd number years. Yeah. Um, man, like it's gonna be interesting, man, because now that go for broke shit is gone. And instead of just sending it in the final turn and all that, I feel like that you might still see people do that, but it's not gonna happen nowhere near as often. I think people are not gonna be dumping each other for wins anymore. Still gonna be a lot of hard racing, but it's not gonna be, 2020 Martinsville or what Newman did to Larson back in 2014, and um what Austin Dillon punk ass did to Logano at Richmond to, get in and all that. I feel like a lot of that shit is gonna stop. And that's another reason why I hated the playoffs so much. The 2014 to 2024 or 2025 format is because that that just made the league look so amateur. Everybody just dumping each other. It looked like a fucking, I don't know, a freaking circus. So Blaney, like I said, Blaney talked about that in his in the press conference about how like there's gonna be a little bit more respect now. So that's good. That's what's up. I mean, we gotta see first, but I'm assuming that that's what's gonna be like. Even if the car is fantastic and race is brilliant, the race doesn't matter once it goes into overtime. True. I kind of wish they can just at least. I mean, I want overtime gone. Believe it or not, JC, I think me and you are like, and a few other people are on are alone when it comes to that one in overtime gone. I remember they did a poll not that long ago, I forgot if Jeff Gluck did it. Somebody did it. Somebody that had a huge following. Believe it or not, a lot of people want to keep some type of form of overtime. I think a lot of people said just go to one. I think that had the most votes. It's a lot of people that still like. Some people said just keep it. Keep it. Not keep it. Some people said three at most, and then I think few people said keep unlimited. Like unlimited overtimes is just silly. Overtime in general is silly, but just going on and on and on until you reach the white flag. I don't know, man. But but yeah, I don't know. Um, I guess NASCAR is going to take it one at a time when it comes to changing things. I mean, we know we getting 750 horsepower this year at the short tracks. Seem like Goodyear is going to carry NASCAR again this year when it comes to the on track product. Um, so they said they was doing some other things with the arrow, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. So yeah. Um, see, I won't lie to y'all, man. I'm gonna probably be on here for like another maybe 10 minutes because, like I said, I'm tired, and then I got battling a headache right now. Like I was hoping that I wouldn't have felt like this when I got on here because I really wanted to have the energy to talk about this, but yeah, I'm glad you guys came out though because this is a huge deal. Do you think people will still flip the road course stages with no winning you're in? Hmm. You know what? That's an interesting question. Because a lot of people they try to put themselves in position. A lot of people used to try to go for points too with that. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Because people will be like, "Oh, I'm going for the win," or "Oh, I'm going for points." Um, I don't know because I don't know. I'm not really sure to be honest. Um, let's see. I'm fine with overtime, just 1 to 3 attempts max. Um, just one if you're gonna do overtime. Um, rock and roll. What's going on? Stage cautions need to go. I agree. Um, get rid of unlimited overtime. I agree. uh, Charlie, take care, man. Thanks for streaming, letting your thoughts be known. Peace, man. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. uh, let's see. I had at least 5 to 6 overtime attempts in NASCAR Heat 5 online one time back in 2020. I was in an open lobby on NASCAR 25 when the game first came out, and we could not finish the Talladega race at all because they just kept fucking wrecking. We eventually we did, but it took like I don't know, like 20 overtimes. Like I'm not even kidding either. Um Stage racing gets a lot of hate, but it doesn't actually do nearly as much damage as even one overtime erasing a 10 to 15-second lead and giving the win to a guy in third or fourth after 3 hours of racing. Yeah, I don't know, um don't get me wrong, overtime is really bad, but I don't want a person's lead to get erased in general throughout a race. So let's just say that, you're let's see, I think lap 60 is like the first stage caution for the Daytona 500. Well, let me not use Daytona 500 because they stay in the pack anyway. Like let's just say that, lap 70 of Las Vegas, like somebody has like a 10-second lead or a 5-second lead. Next thing you know, caution comes out and erases that. And it's just like, It's just it doesn't feel right. And trust me, I hear what you're saying. Because overtime is worse. Like, um, it's just what am I trying to say? Like overtime is pretty bad though because like the advertised distance, like they advertise these races as like, oh, this is the 400 mile, race, or this is the 500, and we completing like 520 miles of the Daytona 500, for example. So it's just instead of 500. So you might as well get rid of the miles in racing, or in the title of these races, because it's not a guarantee that it's going to be 500 miles or 400 miles or etc. So, um, yeah, I hate it. I hate both stage cautions and overtime. Um, just why 16? I don't even know if I can name 16 sponsors anymore. Yeah, 16, man. It's just that's too many. Uh, let's see. Uh, stage racing is fine, but the cautions need to go. That's why you have super speedways turning into follow the leader, half throttle, gas mileage, clown show. I think they need to do quite a bit to the play racing. Um, I kind of wish they can. I'm surprised that they haven't, and they probably gonna do it soon. But they might change the stage lengths for the super speedway races just so they can kind of stop with the whole fuel mileage thing, or at least try to attempt to stop with the fuel mileage racing. So it wouldn't surprise me if they end up doing that. They're not going to get rid of stage cautions. They already confirmed that they're not, but I could see them adjusting the stage lengths for the super speedways at least. So um my bad. Holy shit, 20 overtime attempts. That's outrageous. Yeah. It was I almost quit it. So I almost freaking quit that race. I don't have much of an issue with stage breaks. I'm fine either way at this point because stage one and stage two wind up being separate races for points to set up for the final stage. Wish they were split better. Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't want stage cautions in general, but I remember somebody suggested this earlier. They said they kind of wish they could just do one stage break and just kind of do it down the middle. Um, I mean, my vote is no stage cautions at all. But um, like I said, I'm cool with awarding points down. Awarding points throughout the race. Um, but yeah, like I always want. I hope they never get to a point to where they start to have the final stage of the race end up being like the shortest run of the race. I kind of like that the last stage is like the longest run of the race. So or the longest part of the race. So hopefully they don't change that. They might. I can see it being different for Daytona. It would be kind of weird if like the first eight, like they don't throw a stage caution down to like um 75, 80 laps into the race, just so that they can not save fuel. But I still think you're gonna have. I think they need to make changes to the package. That's another reason why they saving fuel, because you can't move your way through the field because of you're stuck. So that's why these guys, that's why these guys end up saving fuel, so that way they can make their pit stops shorter and try to leapfrog the field so they can have that track position. So yeah, we will see what they do. I think today was like just the championship format stuff. I think they're gonna start talking about the stages soon. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like I've been on here for 50 minutes now. I'm gonna call it because I feel my headache is getting worse. I'm tired, and you got, I gave y'all some of my thoughts. I'm kind of going in a circle now. I apologize that I don't feel 100%. I'm gonna try to get better before this damn league race, um, because that's in a little over an hour from now. So sorry that it was short. I'm sorry about that. Um, you know, worked all day too, so I'm tired. I'm probably not gonna be focused. Luckily, we at Talladega, so just gotta hang on in the draft. But yeah, so yeah, like you said, on JC, hype for Portland NASCAR 25. Oh, that should be coming soon, man. That should. I can't wait. I said it on Twitter today. Like I'm ready to make some laps around that track. I like Portland. I know a lot of people. Well, a lot of people don't like how the restarts go there because it's nothing but chaos. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I wonder if we're gonna get. And I'm gonna say this last thing before I sign off. I wonder if we're gonna get all of the stuff in one update that they was talking about, because we're supposed to be getting the updated Sonoma as well, along with like more customization options, like being able to use any number and stuff. So yeah, so um, let's see. Oh yeah, never heard about it being in Arca, but I swear they raced there recently. Yeah, because they did say that it was only for Xfinity, which was kind of weird. I don't know if like the Arca West series raced there or or the main Arca series. I'm not sure, but they could have gave that. If it's not available for Arca, they could have gave that. They could have made it available for Arca. So yeah, yeah. Take some Tylenol or some ibuprofen. Oh yeah, I will. Trust me. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats. I was not once again. I don't be expecting those. Um, look out for my predictions video. My predictions video will be out hopefully this weekend. If not this weekend, beginning of next week, but should be this weekend. Hopefully. So Arca West. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Had a feeling, I should say. But yeah. Um. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do another one of these sooner than later because I was not feeling great tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll up out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.